Chapter 3: Compliance and Testing. Overview of EMC compliance and testing. Understanding EMC compliance. Being EMC compliant means that a product meets the electromagnetic compatibility standards set by regulatory bodies. These standards are designed to ensure that electronic devices do not emit excessive electromagnetic interference and are adequately immune to external EMI. Compliance is crucial for product safety, as it reduces the risk of malfunction or failure due to electromagnetic disturbances. Additionally, EMC compliance is often a legal requirement for marketability in many regions, ensuring that the product can be sold and used without causing or suffering from unacceptable levels of electromagnetic interference. Compliance not only enhances the reliability of the product but also builds consumer trust and confidence. The EMC testing process. The standard EMC testing process involves several key steps and tests. The process typically begins with an assessment of the product against relevant EMC standards, followed by a series of tests. Preparation: identifying applicable EMC standards and preparing the product in its final design for testing. Emissions. Testing: assessing both radiated and conducted emissions to ensure the device does not emit more electromagnetic energy than allowed. Immunity testing: testing the product's ability to function correctly in the presence of electromagnetic disturbances. ESD testing: evaluating the product's resistance to electrostatic discharges. Each of these tests is conducted under controlled conditions to ensure the product's compliance with the required EMC standards. These tests are conducted in controlled environments using specialized equipment to ensure accurate and reliable results. Setting up for testing. Preparing for EMC testing involves several key considerations. Understanding the applicable EMC standards for the product. Ensuring the product is in its final design form, as changes post-testing can affect compliance. Choosing a reputable and accredited testing facility. Common pitfalls to avoid include inadequate preparation, misunderstanding the scope of required testing, and not accounting for potential design changes after testing. Documentation and reporting. Essential documentation for EMC testing typically includes a detailed description of the product, its operational characteristics, and the specific EMC standards it needs to comply with. After testing, the test reports and compliance certificates are crucial documents. These reports detail the testing procedures, conditions, and results, indicating whether the product meets the necessary EMC standards. Understanding these documents is important for manufacturers to verify compliance and address any areas where the product may have failed to meet the required standards. Compliance certificates are often required for market entry and should be kept as proof of the product's EMC compliance. EMC considerations in consumer product design. Designing for EMC compliance. Integrating EMC considerations in the early stages of product design is essential for ensuring compliance without compromising on functionality or aesthetics. This proactive approach involves evaluating potential sources of electromagnetic interference, EMI, and implementing design strategies to mitigate them. Balancing aesthetics with functionality and EMC compliance can be challenging, but is achievable through innovative design solutions. It often requires a multidisciplinary approach, considering electrical layout, component selection, and physical design to create products that are not only visually appealing, but also electromagnetically compatible. Material selection and EMC. The choice of materials in product design significantly impacts EMC performance. Conductive materials, for example, are often used for shielding to protect sensitive components from external EMI, or to prevent devices from emitting excessive EMI. The effectiveness of these materials can vary, so understanding their properties and how they interact with electromagnetic fields is crucial. Incorporating shielding techniques, such as metal enclosures or conductive coatings, can help achieve EMC compliance, especially in consumer electronics, where devices are often densely packed with electronic components. Product testing and iteration. Iterative testing is a vital part of the EMC compliance process in product design. This involves testing prototypes at various stages of the design process to identify and address potential EMC issues. By doing so, designers and engineers can make informed adjustments to the product design, enhancing its EMC performance. EMC testing methods for consumer products may include emissions testing, immunity testing, and electrostatic discharge, ESD testing, among others. Iteration allows for continuous improvement of the product's EMC characteristics before final production. Case studies in consumer electronics. Case studies in consumer electronics often reveal valuable insights into successful EMC integration. These examples can range from mobile devices to home appliances, showcasing how manufacturers have overcome EMC challenges to deliver products that meet both consumer expectations and regulatory requirements. Lessons learned often include the importance of early EMC consideration, the effectiveness of various shielding and filtering techniques, and the impact of component layout and design choices on EMC. Future directions. Emerging trends in EMC for consumer products are closely tied to the evolution of technology. As devices become smarter, more connected, and more compact, ensuring EMC compliance becomes increasingly complex. Future considerations in EMC will likely focus on the impact of new technologies like 5G, IoT, and AI on product design. Designers and engineers will need to develop innovative solutions to address the EMC challenges posed by these technologies, ensuring that products remain compliant as standards and regulations evolve to keep pace with technological advancements. EMC test equipment and testing facilities. Overview of EMC test equipment. EMC testing involves a variety of specialized equipment, each serving a specific purpose. Spectrum analyzers. These are used to measure the frequency and amplitude of a device's electromagnetic emissions, crucial for both radiated and conducted emissions testing. Antennas. Employed in radiated emissions and immunity testing, antennas measure the electromagnetic fields around a device and are essential for capturing a broad range of frequencies. Line impedance stabilization networks. LISNs. LISNs are used in conducted emissions testing. They provide a defined impedance and isolate the equipment under test from external interference, allowing for accurate measurement of noise signals on power lines. EMC testing facilities. Different types of EMC testing facilities cater to various testing requirements. Anechoic chambers. These are specialized shielded rooms designed to absorb reflections of electromagnetic waves. They are used for accurate radiated emissions and immunity testing without external interference. Shielded rooms. Similar to anechoic chambers but without the absorptive lining, shielded rooms prevent external electromagnetic signals from entering, providing a controlled environment for emissions and immunity testing. Open Area Test Sites, OTs. These outdoor facilities provide a non-reflective, open environment for radiated emissions testing and are particularly useful for large equipment. Calibration and maintenance. Calibration and regular maintenance of EMC test equipment are crucial for ensuring test accuracy and reliability. Over time, equipment performance can drift, leading to inaccurate measurements. Regular calibration against known standards ensures that the equipment is performing correctly. Proper maintenance also prolongs the lifespan of the equipment and ensures consistent test results. Selecting a testing facility. When choosing an EMC testing facility, several criteria should be considered. Accreditation. Accreditation by relevant authorities ensures that the facility meets certain quality and technical standards. Location. The facility's location can affect convenience and the cost of testing, especially for large or multiple products. Available services. Different facilities might offer various testing services. Ensure the facility can perform all the required tests for your specific product. Expertise and reputation. The experience and track record of the facility can provide assurance of quality testing services. Selecting the right facility is crucial for obtaining accurate and reliable EMC testing results, which are essential for compliance and product quality. Preparing for EMC testing. Best practices. Understanding test requirements. Identifying the relevant EMC standards and test procedures for your product is the first critical step in the EMC testing process. This involves understanding the regulatory requirements of the market where the product will be sold and the specific EMC standards applicable to the product category. Tailoring the testing process to your product's specific needs is crucial, as different products may require different types of EMC tests based on their design, functionality, and usage environment. This step often involves consulting EMC experts or referencing industry guidelines to ensure that the testing process is comprehensive and relevant to your product. Product preparation. Preparing your product for EMC testing involves several key steps. Ensure the product is in its final design form, as changes after testing could affect compliance. Check for and address any known sources of electromagnetic interference within the product. Consider common modifications or adjustments that might enhance EMC compliance, such as adding shielding or filters. Ensure the product is functioning correctly, as operational issues can affect EMC testing outcomes. Documentation preparation. The preparation of essential documents and information is a critical part of the EMC testing process. This includes detailed product specifications, schematics, user manuals, and a description of the intended operating environment. Accurate and thorough documentation is vital as it helps test engineers understand the product and its EMC requirements, and it also forms part of the compliance record that may be required for regulatory approval. Working with test engineers. Effective collaboration with EMC test engineers is key to a successful testing process. This includes clearly communicating your product's specifications, intended use, and any concerns or previous issues related to EMC. Understanding the role of test engineers and their expertise can help you make informed decisions based on their recommendations and findings. Being open to their suggestions and feedback, especially regarding potential design changes for compliance, is crucial. Pre-test checklist. A pre-test checklist is essential to ensure that your product and documentation are ready for EMC testing. Verify that the product and all its components are in the final design state. Ensure all necessary modifications for EMC compliance have been made. Gather and review all relevant documentation for completeness and accuracy. Confirm the test schedule, requirements, and procedures with the testing facility. Check that the product is set up correctly and functioning as intended for the test. Reviewing these items before commencing EMC testing can significantly enhance the likelihood of a smooth and successful testing process. EMC testing strategies for different product categories. The provided image outlines a structured approach to EMC testing across various sectors, each with its unique set of considerations. Consumer electronics. For household electronic devices, EMC testing must take into account the diverse range of frequencies and power levels used by these devices. The testing aims to ensure that devices such as televisions, radios, and kitchen appliances do not interfere with each other or with other residential technology. Case studies in this sector often illustrate challenges such as managing interference from multiple devices operating simultaneously, with solutions including advanced filtering and strategic component placement. Industrial equipment. EMC testing for heavy-duty industrial machinery focuses on robust approaches to handle high-power and high-interference environments typical of industrial settings. Solutions may involve comprehensive shielding techniques and the use of industrial-grade components designed to withstand and minimize electromagnetic interference, ensuring the reliability and safety of equipment like large motors, generators, and control systems. Automotive and aerospace. In the automotive and aerospace industries, EMC tests are tailored to the specific environmental challenges and safety-critical systems of vehicles and aircraft. This includes testing the immunity of navigation and communication systems to high levels of EMI, and ensuring that essential electronics remain functional in the presence of interference. Safety-critical systems, such as braking and flight control systems, are rigorously tested for EMC to ensure that they are not susceptible to malfunctions due to EMI. Medical devices. The EMC requirements for medical equipment are particularly stringent due to the need for precision and reliability in medical device testing. Ensuring that devices such as pacemakers, diagnostic imaging equipment, and patient monitors are immune to EMI is crucial for patient safety. EMC testing in this sector involves simulating a range of electromagnetic environments to verify that medical devices can operate without interference in a clinical setting. Wireless and IoT devices. With the proliferation of wireless communication and IoT devices, the challenges in EMC testing have increased, with a strong focus on connectivity and interference issues. Testing in this domain involves ensuring that devices maintain connectivity and functionality, even in environments with a high density of wireless signals. This includes assessing the performance of IoT devices in smart home scenarios, where numerous devices must operate cohesively without causing or experiencing interference. Each of these sectors presents unique challenges and requires tailored EMC testing protocols to ensure that products are safe, reliable, and compliant with relevant standards. Troubleshooting common EMC issues. Identifying EMC problems. Common signs of EMC issues in electronic products can include unexpected resets or shutdowns, data corruption, signal degradation, or operational inconsistencies, particularly in the presence of other electronic devices. The initial steps in diagnosing EMC-related problems typically involve confirming the symptoms, identifying the conditions under which the problems occur, and reviewing the product's EMC test history. Gathering information on the electromagnetic environment where the product is used can also provide valuable insights into potential sources of interference. Systematic troubleshooting approach. A methodical approach to troubleshooting EMC issues often begins with the process of elimination, identifying and isolating potential sources of interference, both internal and external to the device. This may involve using diagnostic tools such as spectrum analyzers to measure emissions or immunity testing setups to assess the product's response to controlled EMI. Techniques like segmenting the product into smaller functional blocks, testing them individually, and applying systematic changes can help isolate the problem. Common fixes for EMC problems. Practical solutions to EMC problems often involve improving grounding to reduce noise levels, adding shielding to prevent EMI emissions or susceptibility, and incorporating filtering to block unwanted frequencies. If these solutions are insufficient, redesigning or modifying the product may be necessary. This can include changes to the PCB layout, repositioning of components, or the use of different materials. Learning from failures. EMC test failures can provide valuable learning opportunities. Analyzing failures can lead to a better understanding of product behavior under electromagnetic stress and guide design improvements. Implementing changes based on troubleshooting findings not only resolves current issues, but also enhances the overall design process for future products. Case examples. Real-world scenarios of EMC troubleshooting might involve complex systems where resolving EMC issues requires creative engineering solutions. Effective resolution of challenging EMC issues often comes from a combination of empirical testing and theoretical analysis. For instance, a case example may detail how an unexpected source of EMI was identified and mitigated in a medical device, ensuring its reliable operation in a clinical setting. These examples serve as case studies that can be referenced by engineers facing similar challenges. Integrating EMC compliance into PLM. Role of EMC in product development. The consideration of EMC is crucial throughout the product development lifecycle. From the initial concept to the final product, EMC must be integrated into each phase to prevent costly redesigns and ensure regulatory compliance. During the design and prototyping phases, EMC considerations guide the selection of components, circuit design, and layout, as well as the selection of materials and enclosures. Addressing EMC from the beginning helps in identifying potential issues early on, allowing for more cost-effective solutions. EMC in production and manufacturing. Ensuring EMC compliance does not stop at the design phase. It must continue during production and manufacturing. This involves the implementation of quality control measures that ensure each unit produced meets EMC requirements. Changes in manufacturing processes or material suppliers can affect EMC, so continuous monitoring is necessary to maintain compliance. Post-market surveillance. After a product is released to the market, post-market surveillance becomes essential to ensure ongoing EMC compliance. Monitoring customer feedback and returns can identify potential EMC issues that were not apparent during testing. If systemic EMC issues are found, manufacturers may need to implement recalls or provide fixes to ensure the continued safety and functionality of their products. Continuous improvement. EMC considerations are also important for continuous improvement in product design. Feedback and data collected from EMC testing, customer use, and post-market surveillance inform improvements in future product iterations. This iterative process ensures that EMC performance keeps pace with evolving standards and customer expectations. The role of EMC in product updates and revisions is to maintain compliance and to address any new sources of EMI that may arise from changes in technology or usage patterns. Case examples. Real-world examples of how EMC considerations have impacted the product lifecycle can provide valuable insights. For instance, a company may have had to delay the launch of a product due to last-minute EMC compliance issues, highlighting the importance of early EMC integration. Alternatively, a case study might detail how a product needed a redesign after release due to unforeseen EMC issues, underscoring the value of post-market surveillance. Such examples can inform strategies for successfully managing EMC throughout the product lifecycle, emphasizing a proactive approach to EMC testing, designed for EMC and customer feedback management. EMC compliance and its relation to product safety. The intersection of EMC and safety. EMC compliance is an essential component of product safety. Ensuring that a product is electromagnetically compatible means that it does not emit interference that could disrupt the operation of other critical devices, nor is it susceptible to external interference that could impair its own operation. The risks of ignoring EMC and product safety considerations are significant, as they can lead to product malfunctions which, in the worst case, could endanger human life, particularly in the context of medical or automotive systems. Safety standards and EMC. Many safety standards explicitly include EMC requirements as part of the criteria that products must meet to be considered safe for use. These standards recognize that electromagnetic interference can affect the safe operation of products, especially those with electronic components. EMC is thus a critical part of the safety certification process, and products often must pass EMC tests to receive safety certifications such as the CE mark in Europe or the UL listing in the United States. EMC in safety-critical systems. In safety-critical systems, such as medical devices and automotive systems, EMC is of paramount importance. For instance, a medical device must be immune to EMI to ensure it operates correctly in a clinical environment, which is often filled with a variety of electronic equipment. In the automotive industry, vehicle electronic systems must be able to resist interference to ensure safety functions, like braking and steering systems, remain operational. Case examples of EMC impacting safety-critical applications can be found in incident reports and product recalls where EMI was identified as a contributing factor to safety incidents. Risk assessment and management. Effective risk assessment and management strategies must include EMC considerations. This involves identifying potential sources of EMI during the design phase and assessing the likelihood and potential impact of interference on the product's operation. Managing these risks typically involves designing an appropriate EMC controls such as shielding, filtering, and grounding, and validating their effectiveness through EMC testing. Legal and ethical aspects. The legal implications of EMC noncompliance can be severe, including product recalls, fines, and liability suits, especially if noncompliance leads to safety incidents. Beyond legal compliance, there are ethical considerations. Manufacturers have a responsibility to ensure their products do not pose electromagnetic hazards to users or interfere with other devices. Ensuring EMC is part of a company's due diligence in protecting consumers and the integrity of the electronic ecosystem. Advanced simulation and modeling in EMC compliance. Role of simulation in EMC. Simulation tools are indispensable in EMC analysis and compliance, allowing engineers to predict and analyze the electromagnetic behavior of electronic devices before they are physically built. These tools can model how an electronic device emits and responds to electromagnetic fields, helping to identify potential compliance issues early in the design phase. The use of simulation provides benefits such as cost reduction by minimizing the need for multiple physical prototypes, time savings by accelerating the design process, and the ability to explore a wider range of design variations to improve EMC performance. Common EMC simulation techniques. Several EMC simulation techniques are commonly used, each with its specific applications and strengths. Finite difference time domain, FDTD. Useful for modeling complex geometries and time-varying fields. It's a versatile technique that can simulate the response of a device to a wide range of frequencies. Method of moments, MOM. Particularly effective for problems involving conducting surfaces and is often used for antenna design and analysis of radiated emissions. Finite element method, FEM. Offers high accuracy in modeling electromagnetic fields in complex structures, and is widely used in cases where the material properties are non-uniform or the geometry of the device is intricate. Modeling complex systems. Modeling complex electronic systems for EMC presents challenges such as accounting for nonlinear materials, complex geometries, and interactions between multiple systems. Strategies to address these include using multi-scale modeling techniques and hybrid methods that combine different simulation techniques. Case examples of successful complex system modeling often involve high-speed digital systems or integrated systems with multiple functions, where simulation has helped to identify and mitigate potential EMC issues. Integration with design tools. EMC simulation is increasingly integrated with computer-aided design, CAD, and other design tools, providing a seamless design environment. This integration allows for direct import of geometries from CAD into EMC simulation software, facilitating the rapid assessment of EMC performance. It streamlines the design process by enabling designers to make informed decisions about EMC aspects without leaving the CAD environment. Future developments in EMC simulation. The future of EMC simulation technology is likely to see advances such as enhanced computational efficiency, better integration with multi-physics simulation packages, and more intuitive user interfaces. Machine learning and artificial intelligence are also expected to play a role in automating aspects of EMC analysis and in developing more predictive models of electromagnetic behavior. As simulation capabilities continue to advance, they will have a profound impact on EMC compliance, making it easier to design products that meet increasingly stringent EMC requirements.